Well, we all know the tale of Alice in Wonderland, but did you know Alice was a real little girl? In author Melanie Benjamin's historical novel, Alice, I Have Been, we meet Alice Lindell, now an 80-year-old woman, and hear her compelling story. Our own Becky Anderson sits down with Benjamin in this week's edition of Authors Revealed.
Welcome to Authors Revealed. I'm Becky Anderson. We are so excited to have back again Melanie Benjamin with her book, Alice, I Have Been. It's the story behind Alice Little, the girl behind the looking glass.
I pushed myself away from my desk one day. I was just so frustrated. I took the train into the city and I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, just intending to spend a day looking at pretty pictures. Yeah. And while I was there was a traveling exhibit called Dreaming in Pictures, the photography of Lewis Carroll. Never knew Lewis Carroll took a photograph in his life. Yeah. Really didn't love Alice in Wonderland, had no great interest, but I found myself in this room surrounded by these amazing photographs of Victorian era girls. And one picture in particular struck me. It really stood out to me. It was the expression in this little girl who was 7, her eyes. She looked so modern and bold and victorious in a way. And the caption said this was 7-year-old Alice Little, who was the inspiration for Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. And it got me wondering what happened to her. What did she grow up? What happened to her life? What happened between her and Carroll? Because obviously I immediately saw that there was some kind of interesting relationship between the artist and muse, even when she was a child.
Sure. Well, it was Alice Pleasance Little Hargreaves was her name, right?
Alice Pleasance Little Hargreaves.
What a remarkable woman, though. I mean, from your story, and what's so, we know about Alice, and we knew that it was based on a real girl.
Well, I didn't know, but a lot of other people did.
And I wasn't a big fan of Alice in Wonderland, myself. But the thing is, you fill in so much of the gap of taking the fiction, and it becomes even better history in a way.
But I have to say the one thing, when she met Peter Llewellyn Davies at Columbia University in 1932, and it was truly the moment that Alice in Wonderland met Peter Pan, because he was the inspiration for Peter Pan. Yeah. I think that was the one thing I learned about her life that really blew me away.
That was so cool.
Yeah, and I had to put it in the book. And
there was no choice. But There's no choice.
People think I make it up, but no, that really happened.
Because people kind of think of Lewis Carroll or Charles Dodgson, and they think about James Barrie and those stories as sort of
we still are
part
fascinated.
Of that era. They're fascinated by the story behind the story.
We still are today. I mean, there was just a book about Barrie and those boys, and the movie Finding Neverland. Yeah. I mean, those are relationships, artist and muse, and adult and child.
Right, and that the questionable things that people are always wondering about.
That combination is fascinating.
Yeah, it's very cool. We've had a great time with author Melanie Benjamin. She lives in Glen Ellen about her best-selling book, Alice, I Have Been. Back to you, Dolly.